You ever stop and think about it? It's kind of wild. We all get the exact same 24 hours in a day. And yet, some people seem to build empires with theirs, while the rest of us are just trying to find our keys. So, what is their secret? Let's get into it. Right? It's a question that can drive you crazy. You see people out there just crushing it, and you're left wondering, how do they do it? Well, I'll tell you. The answer isn't about working harder or finding some magical 25th hour. It's about completely flipping the script on how you approach your day. And this is the big idea that changes everything. See, the whole concept of time management is a little bit of a lie. You can't manage time. It just goes. It marches on no matter what we do. But what you can manage, what you can absolutely control, is where you put your focus and the choices you make. That's where the real power is. So before we even start talking about apps and calendars and fancy techniques, we have to build the foundation. And it all starts right here, with your mindset. Because honestly, this is where you're going to get the biggest bang for your buck. Okay, you've probably heard of this before, the Pareto principle or the 80-20 rule, but it is a total game changer when you actually apply it. The idea is simple. A tiny chunk of what you do, about 20% of your effort, is responsible for the vast majority, like 80% of your results. Which means, and this can be tough to hear, most of what you're doing probably doesn't matter as much as you think it does. This slide just lays it all out, doesn't it? It shows the difference between just being busy and actually being effective. Over on the left, you've got the busy work, that constant grind of answering emails, sitting in meetings, just reacting to everyone else. But on the right, that's the high-impact stuff. That's your 20%. The real goal is to live on the right side of this slide as much as humanly possible, actually moving forward instead of just spinning your wheels. So how do you protect that super valuable 20% of your time with the most powerful productivity tool on the planet, the word no? Think about it. Every single time you say yes to something that isn't a real priority, you are by default saying no to something that is. Saying no isn't about being mean. It's a strategic move to protect what truly matters. Oh man, we've all been there, right? You sit down on Sunday night and map out this perfect week for this superhuman version of yourself. But as this quote from Princeton's McGraw Center says, that's just setting yourself up for failure. The best, most effective schedule is one that's built for the real you, with all your quirks and real-world problems. Okay, so once you've got that mindset dialed in, we can move on to the framework. Let's look at a really practical strategy you can use to put all these ideas into action, like today. Let me introduce you to the Eisenhower Matrix. Seriously, this tool is a lifesaver. It was developed by President Dwight Eisenhower, and its genius is that it forces you to figure out the difference between what's just loud and screaming for your attention and what's actually important. Let's break this down. Top left, important and urgent. These are the fires you have to put out. Your do-it-now tasks. Now look at the top right, important but not urgent. This, my friends, is the magic quadrant. This is where the real work happens. Planning, building relationships, working on big goals. You want to live here. Bottom left is stuff you can delegate. And bottom right, just delete it. Get it off your plate. Simple, right? But so powerful. And actually using it is super easy. First, just do a brain dump. Get every single task out of your head and onto a list. Then you just sort each item into one of those 4 boxes. That simple little exercise can turn a completely overwhelming to-do list into a clear, actionable plan. You'll know exactly where to put your energy. All right, mindset, check. Strategy, check. But how do you make this stuff actually stick for the long haul? Well, you need a support system. This last part is all about building the right structure around you, so these ideas become second nature. We've all fallen into this trap, right? You spend hours searching for the perfect productivity app, customizing it, color-coding everything, and you end up spending more time playing with the tool than actually doing the work. Just remember, the best tool is the one you'll actually use consistently. It should make your life simpler, not more complicated. And look, the options are pretty much endless. Maybe you're an old-school pen and paper person who loves a good planner, or maybe you're all about digital tools like Trello or Asana. There is no right answer here. The only goal is to experiment a little and find what clicks for you. But listen, your system goes way beyond your apps and your calendar. It's also about your actual surroundings, your physical space, and even the people you hang out with can either be a massive help or a massive roadblock to your goals. And don't sleep on these little tweaks, because they can be incredibly powerful. We all know about turning off notifications, but what about using physical cues? Like literally putting your running shoes on top of your laptop so you can't ignore them, or teaming up with a friend to keep each other accountable. These small environmental shifts can make a huge difference. So we've covered mindset, strategy, and systems. But let's just pause for a second. Why are we doing all this? The real finish line, the actual goal, isn't just about ticking more boxes on a to-do list. And get this isn't just some nice-to-have self-help skill. From a purely professional standpoint, this is critical. One study actually predicts that by 2026, being able to prioritize and hit your deadlines will be one of the top 3 most wanted skills in the entire workplace. But really, at the end of the day, the ultimate goal here isn't just to be a productivity machine. It's to be the architect of your own life. It's about intentionally carving out space for the things that actually matter, cutting down on stress, and finding more joy in your day-to-day. I absolutely love this quote. It's not, hey, if you have some time left over, maybe have some fun. No, it says to pursue fun with a vengeance. That completely reframes things, right? It makes fun and joy and rest not leftovers, but essential, non-negotiable parts of a well-lived life, things we have to actively and fiercely protect. So I'll leave you with this question. As you think about your own 24 hours, what is that one important, not urgent thing, that big project, that relationship, that hobby, or just that moment of rest that keeps getting pushed to the back burner? Because mastering your time is really about finally making time for that.